Hey guys! So I am back with another video. This is weird for me because I am making so many videos. I'm so close to the camera. There we go. I'm making so many videos lately, but I'm so motivated to make videos. So I just thought I would get that energy and just make loads of videos for you. Top 10 films, and I wrote them all down in my little book that I remember. So I'm going to start with films, and these are in no particular order. I'm just kind of doing them in a random order. So my first one is 10 Things I Hate About You. And I watched this film, I watched it quite a while ago now, but my mum recommended it to me and I was a bit like, it's one of those old sort of like 80s films. Was it in the 80s? I don't know, bear with. Oh, 90s. Okay then, not 80s, whoops. It came out in the US, it came out in 1999. So I would have been 3, nearly 4. I would have been, no. Yeah, I would have been 3. But yeah, so I'll kind of do like a brief summary. So it's about this guy. Well, it's about quite a lot of characters actually, but the main guy is trying to get this girl. So like he moves to a new school and he kind of is trying to get this girl to like him. So, but she can't date until her sister dates, because her dad's like really strict. And so they try and get the sister to date this other guy who's like the bad boy of the school, and who's played by Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger is so awesome in this film. Like, I love Heath Ledger, he's amazing. But he plays the bad boy of the school, and he falls in love with the sister of this other girl, Kat, I think her name is, with a K. And so because she's dating, the other sister gets to date, but kind of just things happen in between and they fall out, and yeah, it's really funny. And I haven't explained that very well, but it's honestly one of the best films I've ever watched, because it's just really funny and it's got romance, it's got hilarity, it's got everything really. And it's one of those kind of feel-good films where it's like really cheesy at the end, but I love cheesy films. Most of the films in here are cheesy. So okay, so my second one is The Breakfast Club. Now, I only just watched this like towards the end of last year, like the end of 2015, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good. It's one of those films that you kind of, if you have never watched it, you have heard about it, you've just never watched it. And I loved it. It was awesome. The basic synopsis is that is there 5 of them? Or 4? There's 4 or 5 characters, I'm not sure, but there's obviously more characters, but it's mainly about the 4 or 5. I can't remember if they're 4 or 5. Back to Google. I knew there was 5. It's mainly about these 5 characters, and there is 2 girls and 3 boys. 2 girls, 3 boys, yeah. And basically they all get detention for different reasons, and they're all basically a stereotype in high school. So there's like the kind of sort of prom queen kind of style person, and then there's like the outcast, and then there's a jock, then there's the bad boy of the school, and then there's like the nerd. And it's one of those, again, really like cheesy kind of chick flick films, but basically it's funny. There's a lot of funny moments in it, and it's very relatable. It's one of those films where you'll watch it and you'll be like, oh, I relate to this character, or I relate to this character while I was at school. It's that kind of film. Just the characters are just brilliant, and the actors who play them, like Molly Ringwald, she's in it, and she's a big kind of 80s, please say this is 80s, yes, 85, big 80s actress, because she's also in, I think it's Pretty in Pink, which I haven't watched, but I'm going to watch that at some point. I will watch Pretty in Pink. So my third and fourth, because it's the same film, just the first film and the second film, is Pitch Perfect. Now, I love both of these films. They are amazing. Should I say amazing? No? Okay. First one is phenomenal. It's so good. It's got Rebel Wilson, Anna Kendrick, and like Brittany Snow. She's in it, and I can never remember her name, but she directs it as well. She's like a female director, and it's mostly a female cast, which is pretty awesome. It's power to the women, yes. But I remember watching the first one and I was like, this is so good. I went to the cinema to see it and I just loved every minute of it. Basically what it's about is a group of college kids, or uni if you're in the UK, they're in a group, an a cappella group, and it's about the competition that they're in and getting to the top and being able to win it. And there's rivalry because the main university, which I can't, Barden University, that's it. There's kind of quite a few a cappella groups in it, but the main rivalry is between the girl group and the boy group. And there's new students, and Anna Kendrick and Becca, that's her name. I haven't seen it in so long. Becca, she moves to uni and then she joins the Barden Bellas, is the name of the a cappella group. She joins the Barden Bellas and then the story kind of develops from there, and it's so funny and just it's so musical. If you don't really like, it's not like musical as in like Les Mis where they sing like every 5 seconds. It's more, and it's up to date songs as well, which I think is really cool. And then moving on to the second one, I think the second one is better than the first one. Honestly, like I never really like prequels, but this one is so good, and it's the same characters again with a couple of new characters added in, and it's just as good. It's the same concept, you know, they're at uni but they're graduating and they're trying to get to Worlds, and it's awesome. It's such a good film, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Okay, so my fourth favourite film is one that I watched when I was younger, and it's called Raise Your Voice. Has the only actor or actress that I can think that's in it is Hilary Duff, and I used to be obsessed with Hilary Duff. Like I think everybody is at some point in their life. She is amazing. Like I love Hilary Duff, and I've pretty much seen every film she's been in, bar a few I guess. But Raise Your Voice was definitely my favourite. It's kind of the story as I remember it is that she's a singer and she wants to go to this school in LA, but her mum and dad won't let her, and she has a brother, and then they get tickets to a concert but they're not allowed to go, but they sneak out, and then they crash the car on the way there and her brother ends up dying, and she doesn't want to go to this school anymore but they make her go, and she kind of starts to learn how to sing, and she meets people and she falls in love. It's funny but kind of cute, like a really cheesy kind of rom-com kind of film, or chick flick I guess. But that, like, Raise Your Voice was one of those films where it kind of reminded me that no matter what happens you have to chase your dreams, even if something horrible happens or really horrific, you still got to go for what you want to do. You need to chase your dreams because it'll be worth it in the end. It's one of those really cheesy films. So my sixth top 10 film is Begin Again. It has Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, James Corden, and there's a few other people in it. It's got the girl from Pitch Perfect in it, Hailey Steinfeld. I'm having to Google everything. Basically, Keira Knightley's character is a singer-songwriter, and her best friend, James Corden, gets her to do like an open mic night. It's kind of a weird film because it shows you the present and then kind of goes to the past, and then yeah, it's one of those, it tells both the main character stories but kind of brings them together. That doesn't really make sense, but if you watch it you'll get what I mean. But she does like an open mic thing and she sings, And then Mark Ruffalo, he's a music producer, and he's in the bar when he hears her singing, and he hears her singing and he's like, you could be the next best thing. But the problem is he isn't very good at his job. He's kind of losing his job, and he kind of has to pick himself back up, and he does this by helping her. And it's a feel-good film again, but it's about chasing your dreams basically, and kind of going for what you want to do in life, and proving that no matter what happens you can do it. You can get through whatever troubles you're going through. You can do it. And I think Adam Levine's in it as well, because Adam Levine plays her boyfriend, but then he's not her boyfriend. But if you watch it, you'll see what I mean. But I definitely recommend it. It's such a good film. 7th favourite film is One Chance. I only watched this at Christmas, but because it was on TV, it was on Channel 5 or something. And again, this has James Corden in it, and I love James Corden. Ever since I saw him in Gavin and Stacey, I was like, he's awesome, I love him. I have such a crush on him. Like, I don't know why, but I do. But yeah, he plays Paul Potts, and if you guys don't know who Paul Potts is, he won Britain's Got Talent, and he's an opera singer. He does a lot of that kind of thing, and it's basically his story, his life, but just played by James Corden and a lot of other characters. And Julie Walters is in it, and I love Julie Walters. She is awesome. She really reminds me of my nan, because my nan is like the same mannerisms and things. It's basically Paul Potts' story and his life, and it's awesome. I keep saying that about every film, like every one of my favourite films, but honestly, it's such a good film. Again, it's about chasing your dreams, and that's a theme with me. Like, I tend to watch films where it's like, go for your dreams, you can do it, but they help. They do genuinely help you to realise that you can do what you want to do in life. My 8th favourite film is Chalet Girl. Now, again, this is a chick flick, so I apologise if you don't like chick flicks, but yeah, it's so good. It's got Ed Westwick, who is an actor from Gossip Girl, I believe. I don't know. Chalet Girl is the only thing that I've seen him in. I can never remember her name. I should be more prepared for these videos. Felicity Jones, that's it. Because I watched her in another film a while ago on Netflix, and it was really good, but I'll talk about that another time. But no, Chalet Girl is, again, a feel-good film. It's one of those kind of cheesy romantic comedies, but basically she used to be a skateboarder, but there was an accident where her mum died, and she stopped skateboarding, and her mum died, so she stopped skateboarding, and she went to work in a fast food place, but then she needs money because, like, her dad can't afford to pay the bills because he doesn't have a job, and she finds this place where they train you to serve posh kind of families, like rich families in, I can't remember where it is now, but it's like in the Alps or like somewhere posh like that in Sweden or something. And she goes for this job and she gets it because they really need somebody, but she's so like not posh, and she gets the job and she goes, and it's about her kind of adjusting to life there, and she meets the family that she'll be serving, and they are really posh but they're really funny, and they're not what you kind of expect them to be, I guess. And she ends up falling in love with the son of the family, and he's already engaged, and it's kind of one of those stories, but it's really funny and such a good film. So my number 9 favourite film is Taken, and compared to the rest of the films that are in here, that is really different. But I watched this film with my dad and my granddad. I think it was just before my granddad died, actually, so it kind of, for some reason it reminds me of my granddad, even though it shouldn't really, because it's about being kidnapped. but I don't know. But yeah, so if you don't know what Taken is, it has Liam Neeson in it, and what happens is his daughter goes away on holiday with friends, I think, and that's how I remember it, and she gets kidnapped basically, and he's on the phone. There's like an iconic moment where he's on the phone and he's like, I don't know who you are or where you are, but I will find you and I will kill you.
I will find you and I will kill you.
It's just such a good action-packed film, and basically it's about his journey to go and find the people that have took his daughter basically, and it's really good. I never thought I would like it, but it is a really good film. And my number 10 film, we made it, woo, is Inside Out. And this is a film I've only recently watched because I didn't see it when it came out. My mum brought the DVD, and I mentioned it in one of the vlogs from Vlogmas, that I cried my eyes out at it, and I genuinely did. It is one of those films, like, you honestly just sob. It's a Pixar film, so it's going to make you sob. Like, it's bound to. It's a Pixar film. But it's basically about the emotions inside your head, and what Pixar have done, they've made it so that the emotions are people inside your head, and there's joy, anger, sadness and disgust, and everyone has them in their head, even animals, which is a bit weird. And inside your head you have different personality things, and it's basically about this girl called Riley and her family, and about her growing up, I guess, and things happen so they have to move and her emotions change, and then what happens is there's a bit of a disaster. Joy and sadness end up getting stuck in kind of the memory part of Riley's brain, and they have to find their way back to headquarters, and everything just kind of goes to shit basically, and they have to fix it. Honestly, a really, really good film, and there's the part that made me cry. I won't say anything because you probably will go watch it, but there's a really sad bit, and with Riley's imaginary friend, and it's horrible. That's the thing with like Disney and like Pixar films, they proper hit you in the feels. My top 10 films, I hope you liked it. It was a bit rushed because my camera is going to run out of battery. But so if you liked it, give it a like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Here you are, or where you are, but I will find you and I will kill you.